Liam, a little break for the side, a little bit of rest, and reset, I suppose. And has that come at the right time? Is it being a good thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had a real heavy couple of months. A large number of games, some big games, big away trips, which again, the journey and the games take a lot out of you. The demands we place on the players, the intensity we work out with the video, the opposition analysis, the post game. We spend so much time, pr- creating and providing information to try and improve the players and improve the team that naturally a lot of people talk around physical overload. There's also the psychological element. So yeah, it was really valued. For me, seeing them how they train Tuesday, Wednesday this week, kind of makes me think it's probably a good opportunity to give them the rest. And yeah, they look sharp this week. So it was a welcome break for staff as well as players. The staff have been outstanding. Of you know worked so hard that them being able to have a bit of time to switch off and see their families has also been important.
You've often talked, and we've talked about trying to block out the noise. It's very difficult, isn't it? I guess when you get to this point in the season, when you're on the run you're on, you're playing the football you're playing, to try and block out that noise and focus on that one game at a time. It's tough.
Yeah, really difficult. I say to the players, I I talk to them a lot around having players that are hungry, that are ambitious, that are driven, that are, that want to succeed, that want to do well. So for me, I can't then turn around and say, don't look at anything. So the players are aware. We're not naive enough to not know. I think we have to educate ourselves. We have to have all the information that we can. But and of course the players, they look at the table, they're aware of it. But I think what they've done a good job to so far is to not be distracted by it. I think that's the biggest thing. 100% know about it, be aware, but don't be distracted by it. Understand that we have a really tough game against a strong side tomorrow. That's where your energy needs to go. Once that's happened, then again reflect, analyze, look at things, and then yeah, we go again after that.
We've just spoken to David Kasumu, a player who's come through the ranks at MK Dons, and everyone loves that, one of our own kind of mentality, as well as the players that are brought in who they all love as well. But what do you believe David Kasumu can achieve in his career?
David, his ceiling's high. He's when you look at it, he's got some physical attributes that you can't develop in people. He's a terrific athlete. You see his acceleration, his running capacity. You then add, he's technically very good as well. And then when you talk around, adding some elements of game understanding and awareness and bits like that to it, his ceiling's extremely high. And that's it's David definitely, but there's also some other guys in the group that are similar to that. And I think like the challenge with all of them, and that's why the rewarding thing I think for us as staff is seeing the progress in some of them individually and then collectively together. And David, one of them, he's progressed over the course of the season, and he's developed in certain things that you might not see on the pitch. So him owning aspects of his program's really improved. So that when you look at the top guys will only allow him to achieve his ceiling, which is the challenge for everybody. Can you make the most? Can you achieve your maximum potential as a player? And you only do that through no secret, through hard work, through committing yourself to becoming the best you can, to dedicating and leaving no stone unturned to find out what you need to get better at, and then also making your strengths super strengths. And they're things when you look at it, he's he has got some super strengths and he's got some areas that he needs to develop, like the rest of the group have. And I think what he's starting to grasp now is that it's can he really challenge himself to get better, and he's done a much better job of that.
And he's not had a suspension through yellow cards, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely one for him. When you look at it, it was one thing. When we first came in, and obviously he was out injured. It was come on, let's give me some information. Heard a lot about him, etc. And one of the things was spoken around. And you carry that reputation, to be fair. But you also what it then does do is Cambridge last week a little bit when you get booked that early on it. It's in the back of my head while the game's going on that we can't afford to go down to 10 men. So again, I think part of his education is understanding, and yeah, I think he's definitely shown maturity this year in improving at that, definitely.
Earlier in the season, Shrewsbury came at a time, that away game, when the Dons were playing quite good football, everything was going well, and Shrewsbury, they were near the foot of the table. It was either Doncaster or Shrewsbury. I think it was a defeat to both of them in quick succession. Don't underestimate teams in that position at this point in the season, and it might be easy to do after coming up against Rotherham, getting a result, playing Wigan, getting a draw. You play Shrewsbury, you think, oh, this is going to be a home game, it's a banker. That would be foolish in this division, wouldn't it?
No, definitely. I've said it from day one. It's such a tough league. Every game you come off at 1-2%, you're in trouble. And I think you look at them. They're third in the league for goals conceded. So we obviously had a look at a table. They don't give you anything, and we found that out when we played them away. I thought we played some really good stuff that day. We gave away a terrible goal from our perspective, created a couple of chances we didn't take, but we know that tomorrow they're not going to give us a lot. And I think that for the guys is another challenge in itself. That mentally being prepared for to battle, to be disciplined, to play with focus is our start point. And you have to look at also their results. They beat Rotherham away 3-0. They've picked up some good results as well themselves. So I think it's making sure that we can control what we can, and the mental preparation, the attitude, the focus going into the game is where it has to start.
Just finally, for me, obviously the break is good for rest and a reset and mentally and physically, but it has allowed players who are maybe have you got a fully fit squad pretty much?
Yeah, nothing new in terms of obviously a 10A with Aiden, a couple of the guys that were carrying knocks anyway. It was a good one as well. There was a couple that had just a few carrying a few minor issues, nothing to keep people out, but it allowed you to shut them down, give them a couple of days off, and get them just back into a better spot. We obviously had the guys go away in national duty as well, so fortunately they've come back and they're all fit and available for selection. So yeah, it also gives you that. We've got 7 games to go in a month, so we're going to need the squad. We're going to need everybody in optimal condition physically and mentally. So that break, them few days off, allows us to get people recharged, ready for the final bit.
Cheers, Liam. Appreciate it.
Just on 10A and Aiden, then, are we likely to see them at any point in the run-in? Do you think?
No, it's going to be difficult. I think they're what they've got as well is they're not injuries you can rush them back from. So I think when you look at it from that perspective, T especially, he's unlikely to be seen before the end of the season.
Troy Parrott getting a goal in the week, it must have been really put a smile on your face, because we know what Troy brings to the team. We also know what he's been through in the last few months, and his resurgence in form has been terrific, and it must just be great for him to get on the score sheet for Ireland.
Yeah, really good goal, really good moment for him. I think I sat with him and had a chat with him about it all this morning. I think it is. I've said to him, what he gives you is you can trust Troy. I think that's the biggest thing when you look at it and how well he's done. What he's done is now he's playing. He works so hard for the team, what he brings defensively for the team, and I've said to him it's then about adding the final bit of quality at the end of it. You do the defensive side and you get your basics to a level that gets you a 6 or 7 out of 10 each week. It's then about getting the 8 or 9 by the creativity, which is what you also need to bring. So I've said he'll score goals. I have no concerns over that. I think the biggest thing is what. He's shown a level of consistency with his performance, so I was delighted for him. We spoke around it. It was obviously a proud moment for him and his family, but that's the challenge for him. You want more of those moments. You have to become addicted to them moments, but understand how you get them, and that's by training to your maximum every day. It's by looking to improve as a player. It's by committing and obsessing on the game and yourself in how you are as a player. And if you do that, you'll get more of them moments which bring the joy and the pride that I'm sure his family felt after that.
He's certainly one of a long list of players that I think we can say have started to really peak in their form at perfect times for you now.
Yeah, he's in a good spot, and I think when you look at it collectively, we've got numerous guys in a good place, and we've got several that maybe haven't had the minutes. That when I see the level in training this week, there's the training level is high. There's some players that their match minutes aren't high, but I feel comfortable that when they get the opportunity, when they step in, they're ready to go and show what they can do. And I think that's really important. It's not just the ones that are playing; it is the squad. 7 games in a month's a heavy period. We are going to have to make changes at times, and that's it. It's about the team. It's team first. It's around everybody being ready to step in and contribute, and bring to the team what's required when asked.